everyone, it's Nick from Nick's Crossing, and welcome to the train room. I survived the York 2022 show. I'm going to show you guys what I bought, talk a little bit about the show as well, so here we go. All aboard. Alright guys, so I survived the York 2022 Spring Edition show up at the York Fairgrounds. It was awesome. I met so many great people in the hobby, also hung out with some of my friends. I hung out with Dave from D.A. Griffin Hobby, Sean from Sean's Train Depot, and later on in the show, Chris of Nathan Five Chime. And all their channels will be in the description of this video. They're great friends of mine. Definitely check out their channels. They put out amazing content and just content from all over the board, either from collection work or just fixing stuff, how-tos. Dave is really into budgeting and all that stuff. It's just so cool to have friends that run a little bit of everything, and hanging out with them is just so much fun. We always learn something from each other, or talk back and forth about what we want to do on our layouts. It's just awesome. But the show was fantastic. I feel like every time I go to a York show, it's like going to a family reunion. So I always meet people that watch the channel, or I watch their channels. It's so great to just talk to people about trains, buy trains together, talk through certain sales and such. And also it helps to have people that were there the night before sending you pictures of things that you might be interested in that were quote unquote on my shopping list for this show. So, yeah, it was awesome. So I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, the York shows are great. It's actually only my second York show I've been to. Been in this hobby how long? Like 20 plus years, and second York show ever. I can't believe it. I just didn't know about it before. The buzz is real. It's a fun show. If you guys haven't been to a York show and you're halfway across the country or whatever, come on out. There's places to stay around here. York is decently safe, I would say. We can stay outside of York. And, yeah, just definitely come down for the week or the weekend. You'll definitely enjoy it. You'll go home with a great collection, I promise. But this show, Sean was able to get me in as a guest, and I used my one lifetime pass to go into two of the different halls there. I think it was the Silver and Blue Hall, which was completely filled with private collections. I did buy two items from the Silver side. They're kind of connected. But I did buy two items from there, and they're pretty cool pieces, which you guys will see, of course. But I just wanted to give a shout out to those guys and also to the show. Like I said, definitely come out to see it. There's people from all over the world or all over the country that come out to this show, and it's just an amazing experience. Now, I do want to become a TCA member. I plan on going up to the Toy Train Museum and signing up, paying my dues, and getting in the door for the fall show. So I'm very excited for that, of course. But anyways, let's get into this show haul, starting with the smaller stuff, working our way up to that big purple box in the thumbnail. So here we go. Alright guys, so of course, JT's Mega Steam. Great company, I love their products. I wish they were a channel sponsor, maybe one day. But their products are just amazing. They work so well, and I feel like all of these smoke units and all of my trains, new and very old, seem to enjoy it. And it doesn't puff through like super fast. And there's so many scents. You can get anything and pretty much anything on the board, from like frying bacon to flowers and cranberries and cherries and everything down to like coal. So I did get two things of smoke fluid. They're $7 at the show. I was actually thinking about getting a big bottle of the Big Boy Premium, but it was $20, and at the time I only had enough to get these two bottles. So first, we're going to start out with, this is a coal-fired steam. You got the little eyedropper bottle there. And this stuff smells pretty cool. The gentleman there, he was saying that they backed down on their formula just a little bit. They said it was a little too strong, which I kind of like. I love smoking out the attic. And yeah, it's pretty close. It's like a wood fire, but I want to try something different. Usually my go-to is either the Pina Colada, which is right here on my desk, and the Big Boy Premium, which is behind the camera. The other smoke fluid I got at the show was actually, and this is a fan-recommended favorite of the channel, Smoke Pellet, right there. And this stuff, let's see, it's pretty close. They said they changed the formula on their smoke pellet as well, from my recollection. They said it was just a little off, and they tweaked it just a hair, and it smells great. So just from smelling it in the bottle, it's pretty close. I know a lot of you guys out there will say there's nothing like a smoke pellet on the market. And I'm actually thinking about in the future coming up with just a smoke bowl burner, like taking a whole kit and making a smoke bowl and putting it in a building and put like a nostalgia sign on it. And you just flip a switch and it has a smoke pellet burner, just to get that smell up here as a nice like air freshener for the train room, just as a momentum from the past. So might do that inside the MTH building on my platform, but we'll have to see. So anyways, we're going to move on to some other cars I picked up. All right, guys, so a lot of you that are fans of the channel know that I've been building a coal drag for a few months now, and I think this is either the third or third show, something like that, that I've been really trying to build a coal drag, and I've been falling in love with these Weaver cars. The Weaver cars seem to be very sturdy. They're nice and light, so you can pull a ton of them, and it won't stress out your engines or make them like wheel slip or anything like that. So I picked up several Weaver cars, all different road names here. So we're going to start with the small one. This is a 2-bay hopper, and this is a Pennsylvania hopper. And I don't believe I have this number. I'm not exactly sure yet, but pretty simple. You do get like there it is, the air pistons in the back and all that, the air cylinder, the brake wheel, and just great simple graphics on these cars. They're just so well done, very crispy, nice flat colors on here. They're not too reflective, but it looks great. And if you want to paint these up or weather them, the paint sticks to them like glue, I promise. So they're not going to like fall apart on you if you try to paint them. The trucks are very simple, just solid trucks. And they do have this system, so they kind of like wobble. Like, there you go. They kind of do one of these. So when they go over uneven sections of track, it's very smooth. No springs or anything like that. So I picked up a Pennsylvania, one of my favorite railroads. The next car I picked up, this is actually the first coal hopper from this road name in the collection. And there you go, Western Maryland. All the way out in the west. No, I'm just kidding. So Western Maryland actually had trackage all the way out in Baltimore City. They went out through, headed west, of course, out to like Westminster, West Virginia. So Western Maryland did haul some coal back in the day. Later would become part of the Chessie system, so C&O, Chessie, B&O, Western Maryland. So a lot of you guys will see some later Chessie system. They'll say like Chessie system, B&O, or Chessie system, Western Maryland, or WM. So here you go, Western Maryland. And they were a Class 1 railroad. I think a lot of their base was out in like Hagerstown. They had the huge Hagerstown yard. And of course, like Cumberland and all of that. I do plan on visiting the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad in a couple weeks, actually, to catch 1309 again. The mighty, mighty Mallet, which is an ex-C&O, but painted up in Western Maryland. So we're going to move on to some other cars here. And I actually didn't have any other coal cars in this road name either. This might be a surprise for some of you guys, especially of current events. But I picked up 3 of these Norfolk Southern hoppers. These are 3 bays as well. And they're all different numbers. So you have 348959 right there. Next we have 348958. So just one away right there. And then next we have 348950. So all different numbers. I didn't even see like to check that before I bought them or anything. And it was funny. The guy actually bought the Pennsylvania car from. He said it was a spare, and on the box he actually wrote spare on the inside because he bought 2 with the same numbers. So your catalog or serial numbers right here. We now have 5 extra coal cars to add onto coal drags. And my plan is with these is to actually add on. So like find more Norfolk Southern hoppers, add on to there. Find Western Maryland cars to kind of go in different directions to build several different coal drags. So that's the plan. I don't know how how often I'll find Western Maryland hoppers or Norfolk Southern hoppers, but when I do, I'll pick them up, make a different coal drag for each railroad, so I'll be part of the plan. And actually I have one honorable mention car. This is also a Weaver car I picked up this week, right before the York show. I had to have it because this car means a lot to me. This is a Norfolk Southern Horseshoe Curve commemorative car, 1854 to 2004 on there. And this car we actually saw at the Railroaders Memorial Museum. It looks like death. I mean, here's some pictures of it right here. Sent from another YouTuber, Jamie Macon, took pictures of this, and the car looks like death. So I saw this, at White Rose Hobby up in York right before the show, and I had to have it. So this. All right, guys, for the final items I picked up at York, I actually have to thank my friend Sean from Sean's Train Depot for letting me know where to find these cars, sending me a picture of them, saying, hey, you should pick these up. It's a great deal. Now, this is all related to a purchase I had about 2 weeks prior to the show because I picked up one of these behemoths. Check this out. An Amtrak P42 Genesis with the little bit later paint scheme on there with the striping. Not like the newer logo. Kind of a classic design right there. And it says Northeast Corridor on the front right there. And, yep, says it on both sides. So there you go. Northeast Corridor. And it's actually my first Amtrak passenger locomotive in the collection. And I was like, okay, cool. I have one of these. Now I need some cars to go with it. So Sean sent me a picture of a beautiful set of Amtrak cars. And it's very cool because they are also Northeast Corridor cars, which just, he saw it and was like, hey, they say Northeast Corridor. And I was like, well, this engine says Northeast Corridor. So they go perfectly together. So here we go. I got a full set of MTH Premier scale Amtrak Northeast Corridor service cars. All right, guys, so I ended up picking up this set for a really good price. According to Sean, he was like, dude, you have to get these cars. You're not going to find them anywhere else. And they match your engine. So here's the first car of the set. This one's probably my favorite out of all of them just because of the detail put into it. But check out these cars. These are huge. It's actually my first scale set of passenger cars in the entire collection. But these are Metroliner service cars. It says right there in the middle. I believe this is the only one that says that. This is the club car. And also is the food service car. It says right on top. So the club car. You also have these little billows between each car, which kind of seal up the gap between each one. These also have separately applied LEDs. So each one of these marker lights are LEDs. You can actually turn them on and off for the end of the train, which I thought was just really cool. All of them have lighted interior, but they also have all these separately applied boxes in the bottom for all kinds of utilities and such. It just looks so cool having all of these. You also have like the brake shoes on the outside. Even though I think these work off of like a brake rotor. I'm not exactly sure, but I think these brake with like a disc brake, not the pads on the outside of the wheels there. But it's whatever. These are awesome cars. So this is the club car. I'm going to pause it, come back for the other three cars. This is the second car in the set, and this is the Northeast Service Direct right here. Have a handicap sign right there. That's just really cool. Same with the other cars. You have the billows between. You also have the marker lights on each side. All these separately applied boxes at the bottom. And then over here you also have the coach. So this is coach. We have two more coaches to go through as well. So I'll put this back here. Set her down. These cars are just huge. They're awesome. So the next one, another coach. And there you go. It says Northeast Direct Service right on there with the handicap sign. Goes all the way down. And there's coach again. This is also a coach. So we have three coaches and one club car, which is just so cool. Now, I do plan on getting a Metroliner if I can find one. That would look really cool with that club car because I love Metroliners. But as of right now, this Amtrak is perfect. This lines up with the striping and everything. So check out the striping on each locomotive and the car. They match up perfectly. So thank you, Sean, for helping me with that. It matches up. It's a perfect set. So anyways, guys, let's run these beautiful Amtrak cars, and then we'll also run some coal cars. So all three of the Norfolk Southerns, the single Pensy, and Western Maryland cars. So here we go. All aboard. right, everyone, that's going to conclude this video of the York 2022 show meet and the stuff I picked up, the show haul, the show stash. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing all these pieces that I picked up, and I hope to see you guys at the next York show. It's an amazing show. Definitely come out. You'll have an amazing time. If any of you guys are new to the channel, always consider subscribing. Giving the channel one of these really helps, and I love to read your guys' comments as always. Until next time, happy railroading. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.